100% ready for grade 11 math. I want also to tell you that we have one lesson, one lesson in this unit after today's lesson. It's about application and word problems, so probably we're going to finish this by Tuesday. Then we have one unit, the last unit, which is trig, and we are done for the year. So we are doing very well. I want you not to worry about anything. You are ahead of the curve and you will be fine. Okay? Yesterday we started learning about quadratic formula, which was x equal minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything divided by 2a. And we said that we use this to solve quadratic equation. We use this to solve quadratic equations, which are equations in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, and we must have a 0 here. And we know that by doing this, actually we are getting the points where the curve hits the x-axis. That's why y has to be 0. And there are 3 cases about this. Case number 1, when we have 2 x-intercepts or 2 solutions. Case number 2, when we have 1 solution, because we have only 1 x-intercept. This is case number 2. So case 1, case 2, when we have only 1, here we have 2 solutions. Case 3, when we don't have any solution, no solution, because as you see, this curve will never gonna hit the x-axis, so it will not. It doesn't have x-intercepts, and accordingly, it doesn't have any solution. Okay. So which part? So let's say I have an equation in this form, and I substitute it here. Which part of this equation determines if I have this case, or this case, or that case? Like this will give me the values. But there is a part of this equation, if I use it, I can tell not the values, I can tell the number of solutions. Whether it is 1 or 2, whether it has 2 solutions or 1 solution or no solution. There is a part in here. It will not gonna tell me, that part will not gonna tell me the value of the solution, what is x here and what's x here, but it will tell me the number of solutions. Which part is this? Some person may look at this and say, oh, if a is 0, the denominator will be 0, and accordingly we cannot find this and we cannot calculate it, and that means there is no solution. The way of thinking is correct, but actually, if you look at it, if a is 0, this whole thing will be 0. So we are not going to have a quadratic anymore. It will be a line. It will be a linear relation, right? So it's a good way to think that if a is 0, this has no solution. But the reality is, if a is 0, this will not going to be quadratic, because quadratic we must have the highest exponent to be 2. So if this is 0, this will be gone, and we're going to have square root, and then it will be b minus b plus or minus that positive number we get, square root of that positive number, and that means we have two solutions. If this whole term I calculated, I substituted for b and a and c, and I found that this is 0, there is no plus or minus 0. 0 will be, this will be 0, so negative b over 2a will be one value because there is no plus or minus 0. So if this is greater than 0, we're going to have two solutions. If this is equal 0, we're going to have one solution. If this is less than 0, I cannot find the square root of a negative number, so I cannot find the square root of a negative number, so I will not going to have any solution, and this will be the case. So this term, b squared minus 4ac, we call it the discriminants. So our today's lesson is using the discriminant to determine the discriminant, and I will write what is it. It's b squared minus 4ac to find the number of zeros. Remember we said that, or roots, or solutions, or x-intercepts. So what we are going to do is we are going to use the discriminant b squared minus 4ac to find the number of zeros, which we can call it roots, we can call it solutions, we can call it x-intercepts. So the three cases are as follow. If b squared minus 4ac greater than 0, we have two solutions, which is this case. If b squared minus 4ac equals 0, we have one solution, which is this case, where the vertex and the x-intercepts are the same. If b squared minus 4ac less than 0, we have no solution, which is this case. Okay, so those are the three cases. Now we are going to do some examples and we are done. Example 1. So use the discriminant to find the number of zeros. So let's say the first one is 2x squared plus x plus 3. So I need to use b squared minus 4ac. What is b? It's 1. 1 squared minus 4 times a times c, which is 3. And when we do that, we're going to have 1 minus 824, so that's negative 23. So the discriminant is negative. What does that mean? It means no zeros. And this will look something like this, or okay, this is the first thing. Let's do the next one. 4x squared minus 20x plus 25. Yes, b squared minus 4ac. So b squared is negative 20 squared minus 4 times 4 times 25. This is 400 minus 400, which is 0. We get b squared minus 4ac, the discriminant equals 0, so that means we are going to have one x-intercept at 5 here, by the way, but it doesn't matter. We're going to have 1. So 1, 0, or 1x, 1 root. Okay? The last thing is, let's say we have x squared plus 4x minus 1, and I want to find how many zeros, b squared minus 4ac. So 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 1, this will be 16 plus 4, so this is 20. So b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, so yes, we do have two solutions. This would cut the x-axis in 2 points. Okay, so this is today's lesson, and this is examples. All I want you to do today and through the weekend is to watch the video. I'm not gonna give you any homework or anything, so you can enjoy the weekend. You did great job, so you deserve some rest. Okay, see you Monday with the application